Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will tell you a new story for learning English. This is a story about a married couple, Sophia and Thomas. They faced a difficult period in their lives, but together they found a way to overcome it. If you enjoy the story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more fun English learning stories. Let's dive in. Lost trust. Sophia and Thomas had been married for 10 years. They lived in a small but cozy house with their two children, Oliver and Emma. Their life was simple and peaceful. Every morning, Thomas left for work early, and Sophia stayed home taking care of the children and the house. In the evenings, they had dinner together, talked about their day, and watched TV. Sophia trusted her husband completely. One evening, Thomas came home later than usual. His face looked tired and he seemed nervous. Sophia asked him if everything was fine, and he smiled. "Just a busy day at work," he said. She believed him, as she always did. But the next day, Sophia noticed something strange. Thomas had forgotten his phone at home. That never happened before. She didn't want to invade his privacy, but when the phone lit up with a message, she couldn't help but glance at the screen. The message was short. "Did you talk to her?" Sophia felt her heart beat faster. Who was this message from? And who was her? A strange feeling of worry filled her chest. She didn't want to jump to conclusions, but something felt wrong. Was Thomas hiding something from her? Sophia put the phone back on the table, her hands slightly shaking. She tried to focus on her daily routine, but the message kept echoing in her mind. She didn't want to assume the worst, but doubts had already taken root in her heart. That evening, Thomas came home as usual. He kissed her on the cheek, played with the children, and sat down for dinner. Sophia observed him carefully, trying to notice any unusual behavior. But Thomas seemed normal. Was she overthinking? As they were cleaning up after dinner, she decided to ask casually, "Did anything interesting happen at work today?" Thomas hesitated for a second, just a second, but Sophia noticed. "No, nothing special, just the usual meetings and emails," he said, avoiding her eyes. Sophia felt her stomach tighten. She didn't press further, but she knew something was wrong. The next day, while Thomas was at work, curiosity got the better of her. She unlocked his phone. He had never hidden the password from her before. Her hands trembled as she opened his messages. Most of them were normal, chats with colleagues, reminders about meetings, and messages from her. But then she found the chat with an unknown number. Her heart pounded as she scrolled through the conversation. Unknown. "We need to talk. You can't avoid this forever. I know, I just don't know how to tell her yet. She will find out sooner or later. It's better if she hears it from you." Sophia's breath caught in her throat. What was he hiding? She put the phone down and sat in silence. Her mind raced with possibilities. Was he in trouble? Did he make a mistake at work? Or was there something more personal? She decided not to confront him yet. Instead, she wanted to find out the truth on her own. That evening, she acted normal, but her heart was heavy. As Thomas kissed her good night, she couldn't help but wonder, who was the person messaging him? What secret was he afraid to tell her? The next morning, after Thomas left for work, Sophia made a decision. She would find out the truth. Sophia couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Thomas had been acting distant, distracted. Bills kept piling up, and every time she asked about finances, he gave vague answers. That evening, as Thomas sat on the couch, lost in thought, she finally confronted him. "Thomas, I need to know the truth," she said, her voice firm. What's going on? He hesitated, looking away. It's nothing, Sophia. Everything is fine. Her heart sank. Don't lie to me. A heavy silence filled the room. Then, with a deep sigh, Thomas ran a hand through his hair. I lost my job, he admitted. Sophia froze. What? 3 months ago, he added. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you to worry. She stared at him, struggling to process his words. 3 months. He had been keeping this from her for that long? Do you have any idea how this makes me feel? She asked, her voice shaking. I thought we shared everything. I was trying to fix it, he said desperately. I've been looking for a new job every day. I didn't want you to stress about it. I thought I could handle it on my own. Tears burned in her eyes. But we're supposed to handle things together, Thomas. That's what marriage is. Regret filled his face. I know, and I'm so sorry. I was scared of disappointing you. Sophia took a deep breath, trying to steady her emotions. She was hurt, but deep down she understood. After a long pause, she reached for his hand. Next time, don't shut me out. We'll get through this together. Thomas squeezed her hand, his eyes filled with gratitude. I promise. Trust had been shaken, but not broken. They would rebuild it together. A few months had passed since that difficult time. Sophia and Thomas had worked through their challenges together, learning to trust and support each other again. Thomas finally found a job at a well-known company, one that valued his skills and experience. He felt confident and fulfilled once more. Sophia, too, felt relieved. Though the past had been painful, she now understood why Thomas had kept his struggles to himself. He hadn't wanted to burden her with worry, and he had been doing everything he could to fix the situation. Now, their home was once again filled with laughter and warmth. They had become stronger as a couple, knowing that honesty and understanding were the keys to a happy life together. Thank you for watching. If you liked this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more English learning adventures. See you in the next story.